There are some moments in life that just don't quite feel real. Moments that can only exist in movies, that are surely fiction. Yet, here we were, living them fully alive. Crossing into Washington, over the Bridge of the Gods, was one of these moments. Everything that you've thought about for the past 4 months has culminated in getting to the border, through the trail, and now you're here, the final chapter. It was no longer about being in awe of where we were. Instead, there was an undeniable sense of belonging. We were real thru-hikers now, and the trail finally felt like home.
Damn, I was late!
Yet there was an overwhelming sense of it being nearly over. We had raced through the desert, the Sierras, Oregon, always counting the miles up, ticking them off. But now, we only had 500 left. 500 miles of an entire new life that we'd built out here. It was a finish line that we weren't quite ready to reach. So we made a decision to slow down, to take longer breaks, to smile more, rush less, and really live the days that we had left before real life came back to claim us. And through it all, Washington took our breath away. Thriving forests cloaked in deep green moss, with life everywhere you looked. And from these trees, the trail rises suddenly into the steep, rocky ridges of Goat Rocks. Knife-edge paths carved into the mountainside. Huge open views in every direction, with snowfields, rock and sky meeting all together at your feet. Washington was the final act in the movie, and it didn't disappoint. By now, the new normal was well and truly settled in. Saying hi to horses on your daily walk?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries.
Have a good walk.
Sure. Cracker Barrel. The best gas station I ever stayed in. Sleeping in a gas station? Of course I will. Trail magic from a llama?
There's like trail magic.
Oh, what?
Sure.
Are you serious?
Cold soak salads for the day. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, that was pretty new, but no longer seemed weird.
Trail magic from a llama.
When everything is unfamiliar, you stop resisting it. And with that openness, connecting with people starts to happen on a very different level. Which brings me to Bearbait and the Bearbaiters.
Round.
Yeah, he's like perfect. What's his name?
Bear bait.
We'd been leapfrogging these guys for a while now, and really enjoyed their company. When the vibe's right, it's right. And so, without much discussion, a new family formed. One we'd crossed the border with. There was only 500 miles of Washington, but those miles didn't come easily.
Is there like a thru-hike or memes?
It was hard work, but it also meant that there was no rushing through. Not that we wanted to. In Washington, your effort is well and truly rewarded. Climb after climb was met with view after beautiful view. And it's also known for its weather. We weren't special and we hit some rain. Beetle got a little more than she bargained for.
That is like the wettest sleeping bag I've ever seen.
Still, a little weather wasn't going to stop us enjoying where we were.
This is so epic.
Because on days like this, you realise why that you're out here. Why you worked so hard for so long. For these moments. Walking with the people who we'd shared this incredible journey with. Washington was more spread out. Fewer towns and fewer chances to stop. But the ones we did reach felt special. One absolute must was Leavenworth, an old timber town reinvented as a Bavarian-style village. And with a native German in the family, the first stop was obvious. Schnitzel and Radlers.
To German town.
It would be our last town day on trail, so we splashed out and got an Airbnb. I can't tell you how much we craved a home-cooked meal. Fresh fruit and vegetables. Something that hadn't lived in a packet. And with a French woman in the house, we were treated to a tarte au citron, hiker style. The creativity of a thru-hiker will never cease to amaze me, particularly when it comes to food. We were making steady progress. But with just over 100 miles to go, things were getting real. We were so close to the end. Still, in those last 100 miles, Washington kept providing the goods. We didn't go a single day without an incredible view or a stunning place to stop.
So her first bear. Yeah, get the yeah. Is that there? Oh my god.
And the closer you get to a great stop on trail, the more that you hear rumours about it. And rumour had it that one of the greatest bakeries ever to exist was waiting for us tomorrow.
It's 5:30 a.m. and we are heading to Stehekin for the sole purpose of getting a sticky bun. We've never left this early before, but this is very important.
We'd pushed ourselves harder than ever before to make sure that we got on the bus for a sticky bun.
Valley Ranch, see if they have any guests that wish to ride down with us also. We do that every one of our trip stops down the valley.
We were tired, we were hungry, and we were prepared to wait as long as it took to get that sticky bun. And it didn't disappoint. In fact, it was so good that I didn't even film it. But here's a photo from our third visit that day. And what a place to enjoy it. Stehekin, our last stop on the PCT. A beautiful town with a small community that lives here, but each year they welcome hikers in with open arms.
Heaven. Oh, Huckleberry heaven to be precise.
And even here, at the end of the road, there was still some unfinished business.
I'm limbering up my 50-metre pack race.
I'd challenge Harry to a 50-metre race. Packs on.
How do you feel about that 8.5 confidence?
Give an 8.5.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think he's a bit overconfident if you ask me.
Oh.
I guess not. He will.
On your mark.
How do you feel?
Shocked. I didn't think I had it in me. I don't feel like I need to go to Canada anymore. I've had my moment.
Yeah, look, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came out today. Just it was a real good turnout just to make sure for the inaugural first ever backpacking race. So the best man does always win, and I want to give that to Harry Cox over here, Mr. Lippy. Yeah, good on you, Haz.
It's like it's a whole different human.
Yeah.
What is that?
And so it was time to do our last miles on trail. We'd gone from firsts, our first steps in the desert, our first town days, our first nights with strangers, to our last town days and our last resupply. Our last night cowboy camping under the stars.
Checking out everyone's setups, ready for the big night.
Our last days walking with the people who we had shared this incredible journey with.
So we've just had our last town day in Stehekin, last resupply, and next stop is the Canadian border. So pretty crazy. It's all coming to an end now.
And it was tough. This had only begun to sink in, but nobody was ready for it to end. We tried to take it in, to really be there for each moment. But still, we had a job to do. The same job that we'd had since day one. So with one last night on trail, one last trail meal, and one last sunset to watch, we turned in, ready for what came next.
So this is it, last day on the PCT. It's pretty crazy. 4.5 months of walking and we're reaching the terminus now.
And just like that, there we were. The day that we'd imagined for nearly 5 months. We had arrived.
Show this.
But somehow it wasn't how we had imagined it. We had reached the end of our journey. We had walked to Canada. Yet it felt like another day on trail. Walking, laughing, being together. We didn't want to overthink it. We wanted to be with each other. We wanted to celebrate. But we also wanted to have fun. We'd thought about this moment for 144 days. But touching the northern terminus wasn't the big finale in the way that we'd imagined it. It couldn't possibly be. Because it was never about reaching the end. It was about everything that came before it.
And welcome to Canada. Woo! Woo!
Most years, hikers get to walk into Canada, just a few miles past the monument. That wasn't possible for us that year. So, after 144 days of walking, it still wasn't quite over.
Having finished the PCT, gotta walk another 30 miles back to the nearest road. So the adventure continues.
Still, even on the walk back, there were highlights. We had a chance to congratulate hikers on their walk, and if we were lucky, see some old friends again.
Han!
Oh my god! Hi! So good to see you.
You too.
Holy moly.
Oh my gosh.
You're on camera again, PFT. How's it feel?
I've missed it.
Seeing PFT and Han was special.
Missed you
Our
in your
first
tripod.
friends, they were about to complete their journey. And we couldn't have been happier. We weren't ready to process a trip like this, but we were ready to celebrate.
Oh, professional.
Wow.
Yes! We did it!
Dilly and I still had one thing left to do. Get to Canada.
Dilly, give me your best sine wave.
After nearly 24 hours of travel, 5 buses and one last hitch, we finally reached the border. And walking across the Canadian border,
And we have successfully made it into Canada.
well, that felt like the only fitting way to finish.